So, good morning, everybody. So, 5 weeks out, and I got my first refeed of this whole prep today. So, it's gonna be a party, and I want to show y'all what I eat. The carbs obviously will be increased a lot, and then hopefully we can have a nice training session off the back of that today. Um, and that's it. Meal one, I got I don't know if you can see this. This is one whole egg, 150 grams of egg whites, some vegetables, some light ketchup for the protein. And then I got the carbs here. This is a huge pot. Oatmeal. This is 100 grams of oatmeal, 50 grams of rice cream, and one banana. So, good amount of carbs for the first meal here. And I'm gonna dig into this. Let's take the first bite. I am starving. So this morning already did check-in pictures, put them up on the screen. Like I said, I'm 5 weeks out. Already got my cardio done. That's why I'm starving. It's quite late to eat for the first meal, but that's all good. In terms of prep, the conditioning keeps tightening. You'll see in the pictures, even with the weight, the body weight's not dropping at the moment, but the conditioning is getting harder. So that's a very good sign. Also, I'm not losing strength in my workouts. I'm still getting stronger, or at least holding. Um, Although the fullness is starting to go a little bit. That's also partly why we're having this refeed now. I'm not really getting a pump, at least yesterday. I did a push day. I didn't really get much of a pump, but that's okay. You know, to burn the body fat, you need to get flat at some point, so that's all good. Other than that, it's going all right. The biggest problem I've been having past few days, like, is the sleep. So started 2 days ago that I just had anxiety attacks going to sleep. So I was super tired. I went to bed. I was excited to sleep. It was like 11 p.m. That's usually my bedtime. And then right before I fell asleep, I had like an anxiety attack. The heart started beating. I was wide awake, like I was on stimulants or something. Like I just took a gram of caffeine. That's what I felt like. And then I just laid there for another hour or so. And then I got up out of the bed. I turned on the lights because I knew I wasn't sleeping, and it was getting worse and worse. So I sat down on the couch, tried to relax a little bit, think about life, whatever. Um, and then I went back to bed at around 1 a.m., I think. Slept terribly. Obviously, is way too late. I didn't get any deep sleep because most of my deep sleep happens between midnight and 1, I would say. So the first stages of sleep. So I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was I was destroyed. I felt terrible. That was yesterday. And I was thinking, let's do a rest day. Let's try to calm down. Talked to my coach, but he said, hey, just go work out, try to see what you can do. So I actually did work out and got stronger. I had a great push day. Surprisingly, like I said, no pump, but a good workout. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe that was just one night. See how it goes tonight. And then yesterday night, I had the exact same situation. So right before you fall asleep, it's just like this, boom, and it wakes you up. And heart starts racing. I don't know if that's from the hunger, if that's like your body just in a survival mode. Uh, I don't know what it is. I've never had that before, but did the same thing. Sat on the couch, tried to relax. Went to bed at again 1 a.m. But luckily this time, I think my body adjusted a little bit. I was able to sleep until around 8, or even, I think it was even past 8 that I slept today. So at least I got a good amount of sleep, and I got good deep sleep, and I felt really good when I woke up. So that's yeah, that went better, and I feel a lot better today. So I hope it doesn't happen again tonight, but we'll see. We'll have to deal with it. I think the best thing to do is it's a mental problem. So like as soon as you have that a few times, every time now that I go to bed, I'll be thinking about that and nervous. Can I fall asleep? And then it'll just keep happening. So I guess I'll just try to do some meditation, try to get that under control, and that's it, man. But yeah, we're gonna try to enjoy this Sunday, enjoy this food, enjoy the workout, and enjoy the process. So, like I said, 5 weeks out. I'm happy with the condition where we are at. I'm gonna finish this meal and enjoy and shut the hell up and shut up and just eat and catch you back for meal 2. So, next meal number 2. It is now, let's see the time, 12:30. So I did the first one at like 9:30. So I had about probably 3 hours to digest, more or less. I feel a little bit full because obviously the volume was quite large in the first meal. And I used psyllium husk, like 3 to 4 grams of psyllium husk, which might have been a mistake because that really volumizes the food and gives a lot of fiber. So we'll see. I feel a little bit full, but nothing too bad, and I'm still looking forward to this meal. So we're just gonna do this. Obviously, the protein and the fats are super low today. I mean, I have like 30 grams of fat, probably 35 maybe, 170 to 180 grams of protein, and then like 580 grams of carbs. So it's very carb heavy, but that's what I want. I want glycogen, so that's what we're doing. I got the next meal is 60 grams of rice, 270 grams of potatoes, so I'm mixing the carb sources. And then I have 180 grams of raw weight chicken breast and some vegetables. Gonna have it obviously with some ketchup, low sugar ketchup. Can't miss with this stuff. And a Coke Zero. And that's gonna go down like a charm. So I'm gonna do that. And then probably take a little walk and do some posing after this, and then take a nap and go about the rest of the day. So I'm gonna dig into this. That's it. So see you in meal 3. So it is now almost 4 p.m., 3.5 hours after the last meal. I feel pretty good, digested pretty well. I took a nap of about an hour, so I'm still a little beat up. But the more sleep I can get, the better. I really noticed the effect of getting more sleep and taking naps on my training performance, on the hunger level, and just the progress. So I'm really happy that I can still take naps here and there. Sometimes it doesn't work when I'm just too alert, but other times it does work. So that is good. I'm gonna do a pull day today. So I'm gonna fuel up with this cream of rice here. This is 150 grams of cream of rice, 35 grams of whey protein, one rice cake that I kind of break up on top of it for some nice crunchy texture, one banana, and 20 grams of honey. So we got a good carb chunk here, and I hope that fuels my session a little bit, gets my blood sugars high, and we have a fantastic session today. And I'm also really excited to see. Let's take a quick bite. I actually made this rice cream myself because I ran out. So you blend up rice in a blender as fine as you can, and then you boil it up with water. I put some cocoa powder in there, just a little bit. Fat-free, sugar-free cocoa. A little bit of sweetener, salt, and then you just boil it up, let it cool off, and then you have perfect cream of rice here. That has a perfect consistency. I'm really excited to see what the physique, how the physique is going to change the next 2 to 3 days. I expect that normally, after 1 to 2 days, you will start feeling the carbs kicking in and the look changing a little bit and the fullness coming in, vascularity, etc. So today, maybe tonight, I'll already see a little bit of a difference, but normally digesting carbs and putting them into glycogen stores takes like 24 hours or something. It takes about a day, and then the pumps in the gym get better and everything like that. So we'll see what it is. I did learn a little lesson, like I told you earlier. When I used the psyllium husk, also I think I used a little bit too much vegetables on the second meal just because I'm used to that, because I'm doing that to suppress my hunger at this point in prep. And when your food is really low, you can do that and get away with it. But then when you start doing refeeds like this, or when you're carbing up in peak week, you need to be very careful about how much fiber you consume and really try to condense your food sources down. Even if it's counterintuitive to the hunger signaling, I just need to keep that in mind. And so from now, I'm going to try to compress the food a little bit more in volume. No psyllium husk tonight in my oats, less vegetables in the next meal, and then also to be able to get the water in, right? I think that's what I'm going to do. And also water. So today water is going to be around 6 liters. Salt about 8 grams, probably. That's less than I normally have. But yeah, so we need a lot of water, and we do need a little bit of sodium or just electrolytes in general to push the food in and to push the glycogen, to push the carbs into the glycogen stores. Big mistake that a lot of people make on peak week, dehydrating and then stopping to drink water 3 days out before the show, keep eating carbs, no salt, and then the food just sits in the stomach, can't be absorbed. And then you're flat on stage, plus your belly's extended, plus you have no vascularity, and it's the worst look you can have. So in that aspect, I'm kind of a fan of a approach that's a little bit outside of the norm, I guess. Just doing more water, more salt in general in peak week, and I just feel, I feel a lot better with that. The pumps are great, and then you see people eating chips backstage that are full of salt, and I just don't understand, why don't you just keep the salt and the water, relatively high throughout peak week, so that your body doesn't have to deal with these crazy fluctuations. There is a little bit of water manipulation, but it's not much. So that's it. So, oh man, that's good. I'm gonna dig into this, finish this, probably watch a little workout video for inspiration. There's a new video out by Nick Walker. I love watching those. Keeps it real. So, gonna finish that and we'll keep rolling. Okay, we're back. It is 8 p.m., a little bit later than I was hoping for it to be, because this is post-workout and I got 2 more meals after this. So we're gonna get after this, but that's luxury problems when you're in a diet, so I'm not complaining. Back day was good. The workout was good. I was strong, I would say. I don't think the carbs have reached the muscle yet, or I don't think the refeed had anything to do with that yet. Like I said, it takes like a day or something to get into the system, and also with my kind of metabolism, it's just not enough to do one refeed day of 550, 600 grams of carbs, and all of a sudden I'm exploding full and strong. It just doesn't work that way for me. I need a couple of days of refeeding and a lot of carbs, and that's when it starts really working out. That's what I did last peak week, and then after 3 to 4 days of pushing 1,000 grams of carbs, I started looking pretty absurd. So for this point, not yet. I was also a little bit bloated during the workout. Yeah, my digestion isn't ideal today, I would say, but it's not too bad. My appetite is there. I'm hungry. I have 130 grams of cream of rice, 35 grams of whey protein and 30 grams of honey right here. So very quick digesting and tasty. So I'm gonna get into this. Oh yeah. Some cinnamon, some salt, and it's perfect. So after the workout, I did a little check, little form check to see if my body fat is coming off. So my biggest problem areas is always the glutes at the end, the whole backside really, but at this point even the lower back is starting to get pretty shredded. Now it's just the glutes and the hamstrings that still need a little bit of work. And I think I'm going to put in a little video here of me post-workout, and it's starting to look something. I'm very happy for 5 weeks out. I think we're very good in time. And that's important because I want to have time to take out stress towards the end of prep. I don't want to be pushing until 3 days before the show and then start carving up and rushing the process. That always ends in a pretty bad look. So I'm very happy with the way it's going. I hope we can get done maybe in 3 weeks, get the body fat pretty much completely off, and then kind of cruise into the show a little bit and do a really, really long extended carb load. I'm very far away from my weight limit, so I have a lot of space to push carbs, and I think that the look will reward it. So that's it, man. I'm happy. I feel good. It's been a nice Sunday so far, relaxing, a lot of food, good training, good weather, and yeah, man, I feel good. So I'm gonna get after this meal and see you for the next one. Whew. So next meal, it is 9 p.m. So not much time has passed since the last meal, but I want to make sure to get the food in relatively early now. So this meal and then the last one so that I can go to bed and not be completely stuffed. So that's what I'm doing. I have 120 grams of rice. I have 180 grams of lean beef. This is like a steak. I hope it's not too tough and too hard to eat, but I think it'll be okay. And some ketchup on the top. And like I said, I learned my lesson. I'm doing a little bit less vegetables here, just a little bit of onion, and that's it. So this meal is going to go down. My appetite is there. I'm hungry. I'm looking forward to this. And I'm actually not too bloated, so pretty good. Funny thought that I had earlier when I was eating my pre-workout. There was a huge bowl of cream of rice. I was thinking back on my first prep, 2024, when my coach had me eating 60 grams of whey protein pre-workout. That was the pre-workout meal. And it was so miserable. And then before that, I had 2 meals of chicken breast and vegetables. No carbs, nothing. And I lost a bunch of muscle in the process. I got weaker, and my stage look, reflected that, obviously. I don't blame him now. It was my first prep, and I think going through that experience, is actually teaches you a lot of stuff. But the difference to this prep and also to the last prep that I did, the second one, is really noticeable. I feel much better. I'm able to hold on to much more muscle because I have a coach now that understands my metabolism. And also I am able to just identify what do I need, how hard do I need to push, and what do I need in terms of recovery, food, training, etc. So it's working much better and I'm much less miserable because the first prep, 60 grams of whey protein, I made it like with a little bit of water and I ate that and it was, I can't tell you how hungry and food focused I was in my first prep and how low energy. Like every step that I took when I was taking a walk, it was exhausting. I was just like a zombie. It was literally zombie mode. I got weaker in my workouts every week, but the coach didn't pull the brake, so we kept going like that. He pushed me, and it was tough, but we're doing it better now, doing a better job now, so I'm happy about that. So just a quick anecdote. So I'm gonna finish this. Ooh, okay, the meat is a little tough, but we'll get through it. So see ya for the last. See ya for the last meal. So here it is, the last meal of the day. It is 10:30. I'm planning to be in bed by 11, but we'll see if that'll be possible because I don't want to go to bed super bloated and full. And this is a gigantic. So what I have here is a porridge, basically, of 150 grams of oatmeal, one banana, some blueberries because the banana was too small, so I topped it up with some blueberries, and 150 grams of egg whites that I mixed in here. So cook the when you cook the oatmeal, you whisk in 150 grams of egg whites, and it becomes nice and fluffy. And then I have one whole egg here as well. I'm gonna have this last meal, try to digest, try to wind down, and then try to get to bed and hopefully have a good night of sleep, not like the last 2 nights. And then we'll see how we wake up tomorrow morning. I'm gonna take another set of pictures, my weight, and then just compare what happened over the day with this refeed, and if it was enough to actually have an effect. We'll see about it. I did a lot of fiber today looking back on it. Now 150 grams of oats obviously is another pretty big push in fiber, but that's what the coach said, so that's what we're doing. And my stomach feels fine now, so I think I can do it. And that's it. But after this I should be able to sleep quite well. The carb coma should hit, and that's it. So tomorrow's a rest day. And tomorrow we're breaking into the 5 weeks out. So today is exactly 5 weeks out. Tomorrow will be 4.9 weeks out of the show. Uh, yeah, exciting times. Time flies. I mean, it's just crazy. Feels like yesterday that I started the prep at 12 weeks out, and now we're at 4.9 weeks out or 5 weeks out. And it's just crazy. And so far it's been going well. Like I said, there's not really been a lot of big roadblocks, just the sleep problems the last couple of days, but training is going well, conditioning is tightening, I feel fine. And apart from that, we're on a good path. So that's pretty nice. That's creamy. I put some cocoa and cinnamon in there with it, so nice, nice, nice. So we'll see. Tomorrow I might get another refeed day because usually a refeed of one day is usually not enough. So at least 2, sometimes 3 days of refeeding, which is combined with no cardio. So this morning I just did steps, half an hour, no direct cardio, and we'll see what the physique says after the refeed. And then we're probably going to keep pushing, go back on the lower calories on the cardio, and get completely shredded. That's the goal. That's the standard that I set for myself. Always want to be the hardest on stage, even if I'm not the biggest. At least I know I worked hard to be the leanest guy on there, the guy that can suffer the most. And that's it. So we're gonna finish off this meal. I'm tired. I'm gonna go on the couch in a second, hang out with the wifey. All right?
Yes.
And that's it. So good night, everybody. See you next week.